Welcome to the Makerspace at Bull Run Library. Today we're going to make a iron-on transfer t-shirt using the Cricut Maker and hand-drawn art. So this is an inexpensive project you can do. You only need a few supplies. You'll need a shirt, a ruler for getting your spacing of the iron-on right, some Cricut everyday iron-on, regular printer paper and construction paper to keep it from bleeding through. I used a chisel tip Sharpie, which gave me really thick lines, and a flash drive comes in handy for doing your scan and working with the computer here. So the library provides all the Cricut tools that you'll need, the Cricut Maker, the heat press, the heat pad. We've got the mat for adhering your vinyl to. We've also got the complete steps that you can follow while you're in the makerspace, so you don't have to catch everything in this video. You've also got the option to use one of the Makerspace iPads, which has the Design Space app loaded, or you can use the iMac and the full version of the Design Space software. Your first step is going to be to draw your design. Mine's made up of 3 different drawings, so I did 3 different scans. I used the library scanner, which you can use for free, and I scanned to a TIFF file at 300 dots per inch. I later converted that. You can use a Windows computer, open the file using Paint or Publisher, and then save it to a PNG file. You can also convert it later on the Makerspace iMac using the preview tool. You can also certainly use a home scanner, ideally scanning directly to PNG. You can also use the Makerspace iPad, and using the Design Space app, you can take a photo of your drawing, which will bypass the scan option and converting option completely. I did not use it because I couldn't get that quality of scan that I wanted, but it's certainly a viable option and it'll save you some time. Okay, I chose to use the iMac because it was easier to work with my image on the canvas and get the images grouped. You could certainly use the iPad as well for these steps. Also keep in mind we've got a flash drive card reader here. I found it easy to keep my images on the flash drive, but you can also download it from Google Drive or your email account. For this video, we're going to mention a few key Design Space takeaways which will give you the best results. First, you're going to upload your file, and we're going to browse and find it on the flash drive. And we are going to change the colors from unmodified to 2. You can find that option in the complex menu. You're going to click continue, and then you're going to select more options, change unmodified to 2. That should help render your drawing closer to the original. Now we've also got to remove the background. You can either remove the background automatically or manually. Automatic usually does a pretty good job. It looks like it got everything here, so we're going to click apply and continue. And then you want to remember to click cut image. Do not click print then cut image. So we'll select that, click upload. If your drawing is made up of more than one uploaded scan like mine is, be sure to group your images on the canvas after they've been added and positioned the way that you want them. So you're going to hold the Shift key, select all of your images, then click the group icon, and that should keep them all together. The next step is you're going to attach them before sending them to the Cricut Maker. So we're going to go ahead and click attach. Now it should be ready to send to the Cricut Maker. So an important step before you send it to the Cricut Maker is that you click the mirror toggle. If you do not, your words are going to come up backwards. So be sure to click mirror and then click continue if everything else looks good. And once you've chosen the material that you're using, the rest of the steps can be completed on the Maker. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is peel the transparent plastic off of the mat and set that aside. Now we're going to cut our vinyl, and all the tools for the maker are right here. I'm going to be very generous with this, and you want to make sure that you do shiny side down when you mount it onto the mat. Okay, and you want to keep in mind that the grid on the mat coincides with the grid on the software. Again, we'll just make this kind of extra long. Once you've got your vinyl affixed and it's shiny side down, we're going to feed it into the maker. It's going to go the arrow pointing towards the way it's going to be received into the machine, and then it's going to go in between the two plastic guides. So once you've got the mat ready to feed into the machine, you'll press the flashing arrow. Okay, now we're ready to press go, or the flashing C button. And it's going to be preparing it on the computer, and it should feed it into the machine. And just so you're aware, hand-drawn images can be slow to cut. They've got little pixelated imperfections. There is a way to smooth your image using the Design Space app on the tablet. I chose not to go that route, but just be aware it can take a little while for it to finish. The cutting has finished, and we're going to eject it from the maker. So you just push the arrow key to do that. I like to keep the vinyl on the mat when I'm weeding, so it makes it a lot easier to get it started to remove the background areas from the vinyl. Okay, now that you've weeded all the vinyl and the background off of the vinyl, it's time to press it on the shirt. So we're going to preheat the heat press to 315 degrees. My 100% cotton t-shirt requires 5 seconds of pressing before putting the vinyl underneath it. So we're just going to wait until this makes it to 315 degrees. We're going to put the heat pad and center that under the shirt where the vinyl is going to go. And once it's preheated, we will hold it over it for 5 seconds, and we will get our design centered, and then we'll press it on. So a few tips for getting your image centered. About 3 fingers below the collar is usually a good spot for the top of your image to go. You can use the creases on your shirt to get a good center point. And some people will even bend the vinyl in half, which will match up with the crease on your shirt. So those are all little tips you can use. I like using a ruler just to make sure the spacing is even on the sides of my image. And usually that combination will help you get it in the right place. Okay, so now we're going to hold the press on here for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you can put it back in the tray. Now we're going to get our image centered how we want it. So you get about 3 fingers. That looks about right. And then I like to make sure this is about where I want it to be. It's probably a little too far over. Okay, looks about right. Okay, so now we're going to hold it on the image for 30 seconds. We're going to push the C button so that the countdown starts, and we're going to give it firm pressure. And once it beeps, we'll be able to take it off. And obviously you want to make sure that you're covering all of the image so that it adheres to your shirt. Okay. Okay, now we're going to wait a few minutes. If all goes well, gently peel it away and we should be all set. Okay, so now we can gently peel the plastic away, and if all goes well, your image will stay behind on your shirt. If you'd like to make a project like this, please visit our website, email the Maker Librarian for an appointment. Okay, thanks for watching this video, and we hope to see you in the Makerspace.